Hi, I welcome you all to the first video of this YouTube channel, The Inner Authority Studio. In this video, I am going to share a little about myself and my own journey to becoming a life coach. Let me begin by asking you this question. Have you ever sat through a life that looked perfect on the outside but felt empty on the inside? If yes, then this video is for you and I would like you to stay till the end. Hi, my name is Devarathi Roy. I am an IPHM certified shadow work coach and facilitator, a certified corporate trainer, and also a yoga teacher. But honestly, this is not what I was doing even a few years ago. I was leading a very different life. For nearly 16 years, I worked in the banking industry, eventually rising to the role of a chief manager in HR. Life looked sorted. On paper, it was everything that I had worked for: a stable job, a respectable role, a perfect career, and also a comfortable life. Yet, something within me felt deeply out of place. It was something that was plaguing me for quite some time. I remember this one moment very clearly. It was one of those summers, and I was returning back home from work. And I saw this man by the roadside making chapatis in that scorching heat, and there he was, smiling, joyful, and even humming to himself while melting in that heat. And there I was, sitting inside this big size air conditioned car, feeling hollow, disconnected, and strangely unhappy. Now that moment may not have shook me at that time, but it also did not leave me for a very long time. Often I would ask this question to myself: what am I doing with my life? I could not understand how I could just have everything and still feel like I had nothing. I remember even judging myself for feeling that way. I thought, how could I be so ungrateful? Did I not work for all of these to earn this, all these years to earn this? But the truth was, I felt like a piece of a puzzle that did not belong to where it was placed. Energetically, with my own personal values and beliefs, I had outgrown my earlier self and felt like a complete mismatch in my then environment. The emptiness was also reflecting on my own health. I could see the same in many others in my immediate environment. I could see the void not only spilling into the work, but also adversely impacting the other aspects of our lives. I could see a huge dent into the very way of our being. But in spite of all these awareness, there I was, putting all my energies into learning and more learning and trying to fit in, to win accolades for something that did not bring me any sense of fulfillment. Now here you may ask this question: what stopped me from quitting then? My answer to you is, I was so busy performing, doing exactly what was considered as the most practical and the right thing to do, choosing stability over uncertainty, and killing my own inner voice. Now, as life progressed, my emptiness only grew with time. Eventually, with a sudden turn of event, I finally made that decision that surprised everyone. I chose to step down from my role with no plan B. Just this deep inner knowing that I needed to find a life that felt aligned with my own personal values and my life goals, and that I will figure it out. Now this decision was emotionally heavy for sure, but also liberating at the same time. I still remember that moment when I cried my heart out and felt as if a huge weight got lifted from my chest. Once, the moment I stripped myself of that cloak, that identity that had become a part of me, and I wore it for too long with a lot of devotion and love, but I had to let it go with all my awareness as it was not serving me anymore. Now what followed wasn't easy either. My life just did not magically fall into place. It took its own time to unravel. Now during this period, as I got down to explore, life threw at me many different challenges. Some of them I was not even prepared for. I saw myself getting caught up in medical emergencies, shuttling between home and hospital, caring for my parents, and out of the blue, in the midst of this, I saw my marriage collapse. Now quitting my job was the easiest thing that I did, but this really shook me. Even as I made several hard calls. I was angry, I was hurt, I felt lost within myself. These were moments of deep self-doubt, fear and uncertainty. But in the middle of the chaos, even when my well-wishers advised me to go back to doing what I knew the best, I recalled a quote by Sadhguru where he once said, "Idiots do the things that they don't like to do. Intelligent people do the things that they love to do. And a genius learns to do what is needed joyfully." Now, mastering the third is a very selfless act, is something which is not easily achievable. And here I had already spent half my life doing everything that didn't mean a thing to me and only left me feeling lost and disconnected with myself. So I knew I did not want to go back there, and I settled for the second. I knew all the things that I did not want for myself, and I took note of all my non-negotiables for the first time. I made this commitment to myself that I will take 100% responsibility of my own healing and of my own actions. And I went back to doing the basic, becoming the student that I've always been throughout my life. In this process, I consciously removed myself from all external noise only to focus and concentrate on myself. After several years having worked on autopilot mode, this was the first time that I took a pause to reflect. And that's when everything started to shift. What followed was a journey of deep inner work, of learning, unlearning, healing, and even rediscovering myself. As certain chapters ended, they quietly made space for many new beginnings. As I explored, I questioned, at times even breaking down in between, but I did not stop rebuilding. In this phase, I met some amazing people from across the globe, and somewhere along the way I knew I was on the right path. This time I was no more torn between my head and my heart, because I was solely relying on my gut. I felt alive, I found the clarity, the strength that I was looking for within myself. Most importantly, I started reconnecting back with myself. Not just that, miraculously my health transformed. I saw my chronic ailments disappear. I came off long-time medications. I felt stronger than I had ever felt before. There were experiences on this journey that changed me at a level that I cannot even fully explain. But one thing today I know for sure: you cannot walk through deep inner transformation and remain the same person. And today, even as I am sitting here and making this video, speaking to you through this camera, this is something I could not have imagined doing even 3 years ago. I was someone who preferred to stay invisible and not be seen. But I had to face my own fear of visibility, of being seen, for something that felt far greater than I am, something that I truly believe in. Rediscovering, reconnecting back with yourself is a very sacred act. It's a spiritual act. It's a joyful you is the best gift that any human can give to oneself. All our confusion, all our lack of clarity is because we are disconnected from our own self. Our healing, our own evolution, all these are not optional. No matter who you are, no matter what all you have achieved, no matter what role, what position you may be holding in the world, your inner growth cannot stop. Your expansion as a human being cannot stop. And if you're here, maybe a part of you already knows that. So if you're someone who is feeling stuck, lost, disconnected, confused, or going through some difficulty in your life at this moment, I want you to know one thing: that there is always a way back to yourself. In my own journey, I have made several drastic calls, but that was my journey. Your journey could be very different than mine. You could be someone who loves to pour into those Excel sheets. Numbers and daily targets excite you, and you really want to grow in that space. Your challenges could be very different than mine, and that is also fine. All you need is the courage and willingness to face your own truth, to open to discovering your own self. And through this space, through honest inner explorations, I'm here to walk that path with you. If something in this video has resonated with you today, stay with me on this channel as I help you move from confusion to clarity and embrace those disowned parts of yourself, embrace your inner truth and inner authority. See you in the next video.